Hey everybody, meet Tatum, a museum curator. A museum curator helps to plan and create different exhibits in a museum. For example, a museum curator could put together an exhibit that shows the daily life of Native American tribes that live in Arizona. Tatum studies the history of the Navajo people in Arizona. The Navajo are one of 22 different Native American groups that have played an important part in Arizona's and America's histories. Right now, Tatum works at a history museum in Tucson. Tucson is a city in the southern part of Arizona. Tatum is helping plan an exhibit for students that looks at the history of the Navajo tribal governments in Arizona. The exhibit will explain what the tribal government is, what it does, and how it's organized. First, Tatum must explain what a tribal government is. She knows that a tribal government is similar to state and local governments. For example, a tribal government has the power to hire their own police to help protect people living on a reservation. A tribal government is also responsible for taking care of the roads. Tribal governments also hold their own elections. Tatum finds a photograph of the first Navajo Tribal Council. This group was the very first tribal government to be organized. The members of the council were elected by people from the Navajo tribe. Then, Tatum finds a banner that was used for a Navajo election in 2012. The banner would have been used to remind people to be sure to vote in tribal elections. Only members of the Navajo tribe can vote in these elections. Tatum will also show a map of where the chapter house of the Navajo Nation in Arizona is marked. A chapter house is an important part of Navajo tribal government. These are community meeting places where people come to talk about important issues on the reservation. Tatum remembers that the Navajo reservation is organized into 6 different districts. The chapter house is found in all of the districts. There are over 40 chapter houses in Arizona. Next, Tatum finds photographs of the Navajo Nation Council Chamber. This building is located in Window Rock, Arizona. This is where the Navajo Nation Council meets. There will be a photograph of the meeting chamber where all the delegates meet to discuss Navajo tribal business. Tatum decides that she will also show the seal of the Navajo people. A seal is a special design that represents the Navajo people. For example, the colored lines of the inside circle represent a rainbow. The lines also represent the sovereignty or independence of the Navajo people. There are also 4 mountains that represent sacred or special places to the tribe. Tatum knows that there are also 2 stalks of corn and a horse, cow, and sheep on the seal. This represents the economy of the Navajo people, which is mostly farming and raising livestock. The corn is also considered a sacred plant. Tatum hopes that students will understand how museum curators can look at history through artifacts to learn about Navajo tribal government. Now it's your turn to think like a museum curator and go on an adventure.